Hi guys, thank you for joining in the live. We will be talking to Lisa in a while. She will be joining us in a few minutes.
है क्या पता पता क्या दिल को ने सुनाए जो तेरी कहानियां हुण मैनू कुछ नहीं चाहिदा सोहणिया What's up, everyone?
How are you?
Digesting the news of another extension.
No, it's so sad. It's just getting extended day by day, and I'm just waiting for it to not extend anymore.
I don't think that's going to happen for a while, unfortunately. I think we're stuck at least until end of May. I think it'll be a while.
We all know that. We just don't want to accept that, I guess.
But nobody wants to hear it. We're like, okay, ho gaya, bas, it's done. Thak gayi hoon. Everyone's like, I'm fed up of staying home. I need to go outside and, like touch a plant.
True, exactly. In Mumbai, plant is not possible right now.
In Bombay, the problem is maybe 4 plants.
Yeah.
And now we're all like, we want to touch the one plant on my entire block.
True. That's so true. So how have you been doing? You're hiking in somewhere in South, right? With your grandparents?
Yeah, so I'm with this is actually so funny. I'm with my grandparents and my uncle, the youngest son is who lives with him. It's both of their birthday today and I forgot.
Oh.
I'm living with them and our family group chat, everybody starts saying happy birthday to my grandpa and my uncle and I was like, oh my God.
Oh God.
I live in this house and I don't remember. So it's been fun. Of course, we're celebrating today. We made some pressure cooker cake and all that stuff. So we'll have that in a little bit and, make the best of it.
Nice. I think cooking is one thing that everyone has been doing. There are no options apart from that. So
it's
good.
the best way to pass the time right now. Everything else is so depressing. At least the one thing is whatever you cook, you get to eat.
Yeah. And we also have to clean the utensils. That's also there.
Nahin, kisi aur ka kaam hai. If I'm cooking, that's somebody else's job.
Then that's good. So let's just talk about the song Nai Chaida. It is a beautiful song, first of all. I love all
Thank
your
you.
music. Absolutely love the song. So
Thanks so much.
How did you feel when you got such a great response? The song is getting numerous covers. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't understand how that happened. So usually when we do, the marketing plan behind the song is you talk to certain publications, you get your friends to listen to and share the song.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that within one day, within less than 12 hours, the song was released at midnight on the 28th. And by 29th morning at, I think, 9 a.m., the first cover was already posted before the video was out.
Oh.
And so many people have been making covers. And of course, I've been enjoying sharing them because I'm just, in awe of the amount of people that are liking the song. In a state of shock as to how many people are connecting to it. And I think, eerily, in a weird way, we didn't plan for it, but we made a song about long distance and communicating through video and all that, and now this is our reality.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, please don't blame me. I didn't bring this into reality.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can, once I listen to a song, I can distinctly understand you're singing it because you have such a special voice. And
Thank you so much.
The song really suited your voice. How was it? This is your first solo cover. How did you feel about that?
Solo single, yeah. It's amazing. I think, I haven't done a solo song for a non-film since Tarifa.
Yeah.
And Tarifa was for a film, of course. So I haven't sung my own song and had people respond to my voice in so long. And that's just been difficult because, sometimes you work so hard and you don't know, okay, I don't know if people are actually appreciating it. What's the response? How are they connecting with it? Are they connecting with me? So it's been lovely to have that sort of a great response from everyone after 2 years of singing in collaborations and as a featured artist. So I'm over the moon about it.
Nice. So how was it working with Karan and Kunal? I think they make a great team. So how was it shooting? You shot it in LA. How was it? How was the experience?
The shoot was actually so crazy because we wrapped filming on the 29th of February, and that was maybe just 2 weeks before everything started slowly shutting down.
Yeah.
Our video submission was made on the very last day that offices were allowed to be open. So we submitted, I think, for color correction and editing, everything was done by March 16th, after which no one was allowed to go to work.
Yeah.
So it's insane. Richa says, "Are are, look who's here." So yeah, I think it's been crazy. The schedule for this was so close to the lockdown, and Kunal obviously is a genius songwriter and has written such memorable tracks. Everybody's a fan of his. I'm lucky to have had the opportunity to work with him. And another song which has such powerful lyrics after Sajnave, which, I'm just happy that people are connecting with that. And then the other thing is Karan Bulani, who directed Selection Day, who obviously is from AKFC. That was awesome because his sister is my best friend. So having Karan's presence on set made me a lot less afraid to act because I already kind of see him as a big brother. So if he tells me like, you didn't do this right, try it again, I feel it's a lot easier to hear constructive criticism and coaching from someone that you're already so close to.
Yeah.
If someone else had told me, I'd kind of be scared, but I took it very well. Every time he told me like, you can do this better or change this, I was so ready to kind of adapt to whatever he needed. And I think it came across. I've gotten a lot of people talking about the acting in the video, but that's all Karan. I think without him, it wouldn't be that at all.
I think you did a great job. Like, I think anyone who sees the song could relate to how you two are feeling. So I think you did a great job there also.
And I think a lot of people are confused as to, what's the message of the song is, should they get back together or should we be mad at him? I was like, you're not supposed to be mad at anyone. The problem is that it's reality,
Yeah.
That she couldn't pick up the calls and he was frustrated that they weren't in touch, and then she would call him and he wouldn't pick up. And it wasn't anybody's ego or anything. It's just that distance sometimes, unfortunately, doesn't work. And we didn't want to have like, oh, she cheated on him or something as the reason. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Two people, when they're far away, are not going to, figure out how to be together, which is sad, but the truth.
It's a reality with a lot of people actually. Like, this song is so many people's reality. So
yeah. We didn't want to make a video and a song that felt like you had to be angry at either character, because that's so done. I think it's so easy to be like, oh, she's the bad guy or he's the bad guy. It's so much better to be able to leave people with the feeling of like, I've been there before. Like I've been in a situation that nobody had it wrong except the timing was wrong,
True.
As simple as that.
Yeah, so I also heard Rhea was a part of the making of the song. How was in this?
So Rhea initially, when she heard the song, she wanted it to put it for her film, and we were already in the process of making it a single. So our wonderful team at Viral had this idea of like, why don't we have her and AKFC get involved in the process? And then she said, okay, that's great, but let's have Karan direct it and figure out how the rest of it looks and feels. She oversaw the entire process of what had to do with me. So the story and the script and everything was Karan, and my look, my feel, the way that I acted, everything, she kind of was like coaching me through that process. So the styling and the hair and the makeup and the entire look for me was done by Rhea. And her incredible, incredible team that she lets me borrow like I'm her child.
That's so nice to have. Sonam, Kareena, have they listened to the song? Have they shared their views on it?
Sonam has, and the only comment she had was, "This is so sad." It's because I think Sonam just loves happy songs and is a happy person. She's such a bright, happy, sunshine sort of a person. So and then Rhea and I are both people who are like, oh, we love moody, sad music. So it's just very different types of personalities. And her only comment was like, "This is so sad." The song. And I was like, yeah, this one's different from what I'm used to doing. Because she's so used to singing, seeing me sing upbeat, romantic dance numbers and songs like Sajna, which are all about love and this one is the first time she's seen me, be in a different sort of space. That's why. I wish Bebo saw it. I would love for her to see it. That would be awesome. Then she can tell me how the acting is.
Yeah, we hope she does. And so, how is it like from coding and all that technical stuff to music to Tarifa getting so much love? How was that? How did you feel about that?
It feels like that wasn't even my life anymore. So I think anybody who works in Bollywood or the music industry related to Bollywood, anybody who works in film, television, music, even if it's independent, will tell you the same thing. This life becomes all-consuming, and it almost feels like you never did anything before. It's just like, it's as if I was born and I was supposed to do this. So I hardly, it's unfortunate, but I hardly remember a lot of the days of work. And like, I was talking to my friend a couple of days ago about, the route to get to work, because he's also from Chicago. And he's like, do you remember what highway you used to take? I was like, no. It's weird. Bombay becomes so all-consuming. I'm sure you agree with that. It's such a big, distracting, loud city. And then the music and film and television industry is also the same. You kind of feel like you're in this vacuum and the life is right here. So that's I think the transition is so funny, because I barely remember that. I just remember it's like life after Tarifa is where my life began.
So do you miss anything back there?
Of course, I miss my parents and my sister and her husband so much, especially right now, because I wasn't able to go back in time to get home. By the time we were deciding whether I should come home, the problem was that the flights for international had already shut down. Zayden said Justin Bieber, Junita Gandhi, and Lisa Mishra are always live.
We'll take off a question now. Like, once you answer this, whatever you want.
So I think I just miss my family. And then the same friend of mine who was asking about the highways also was like, do you miss the food? And I was like, oh my God, I miss the food so much. So American food is food for people who want a heart attack. And that's why it's so good.
I've never had that food, and I still look forward to having it someday. So I can totally understand how you relate to it.
If you go to the US and you're gonna eat, lose weight here and gain it back there.
Okay, thanks for the tip. We'll take a few questions. I request everyone who's live to drop the questions. Till then, can you just sing a few lines from the song for us?
Sure, I will play it for you guys now.
But actually, I loved, by the way, I love your cover, Lavi and Rose. I saw it, I think, Lavi and Rose you sang, I think.
I sang that for Sonam and Anand's first anniversary last year.
That was really
good. Because it's one of her favorite songs. Na khanu de meri sohanju tenu duniya chahidi mainu tu har tarah tu wafa meriya चाह ले आज़मा हुण मैनू कुछ नहीं चाहिदा सोहणिया तेरे सिवा हुण मैनू कुछ नहीं चाहिदा सोहणिया तेरे सिवा हुण मैनू कुछ नहीं चाहिदा सोहणिया तेरे सिवा हुण मैनू कुछ नहीं चाहिदा सोहणिया.
Wow, that was so surreal. Even more better.
Oh my God, you know what's so funny though? I think people have forgotten the era of music before auto-tune. Because there's so many people I was reading in the YouTube comments being like, full auto-tune. I was like, literally none. It's just that we don't remember that singers actually exist to sing. And I think the assumption is that if you've done a good job, you must be auto-tuned. And I'm like, oh my God, what has happened?
That is quite sad. I think
Richa's killing it in the comments today. She's so proud of you. How do you guys know each other? Richa, she doesn't know you.
And there are so many Richa. I don't know which Richa are we talking about.
One more song.
There are no questions. There are only... Yeah?
So ask me some questions.
Yeah, I'm looking for them. They're
How do
all-
you manage to keep such a straight face while singing? I don't have a straight face while I sing. The problem is that I look very tense when I'm singing, and I've been told by everyone to relax.
I don't think you look tense. I'll just go up and look for questions. I think I've lost them because
See, look,
it's so
now we're just saying, oh my god.
oh my god, there's so many comments just appreciating. So someone has asked, आपने पूरा song खुद लिखा है क्या? But that's like you don't know. How involved were you?
Risha
in
says, I'm going to tell Titas and Bhavi and Bhakti.
Now I know who she is. Now I know who she is. Sorry.
I don't know, you were like...
Where are you reading these comments? I can't see
Oh,
them.
you have to scroll down. I think you're still at the top, that's why.
Yeah, I am actually looking for questions for you.
What's your daily practice routine? Daily practice routine is I put on like 20 songs in a row and I try to out-sing whatever song is playing. That's literally what I do. No lyrics is by someone else. Yeah, the lyrics were written by Kunal Verma. And the process of that was, you know, we gave him this concept of a heartbreak song and, you know, something about two lovers who just absolutely can't live without each other. And I think he nailed it. The song is so delicately written and it's so relatable and pure and wonderful. So I think he's done a killer job. And that's a lot of the compliments we're getting for this. One is the directing, which is Karan Bulani, and then two is definitely Kunal's lyrics. Everybody is telling us the same thing.
Okay, Hussein has asked, can you recommend some vibrato exercises?
Vibrato exercises.
Vibrato.
So vibrato is just a very elongated trill. So it's like doing a harkat in around again and again and again. Yeah. So all you're doing is you're making your vocal cord go like this.
Okay.
So when you elongate a note, try this for the person who asked. When you take a breath, take a deep breath and don't allow your voice to be still. And just try and really hard push yourself to stretch out the note. Inevitably, your voice will go into vibrato because the only way you can sustain breath is to go into vibrato. So if I go, that still note won't last long. It'll be, that's how it goes. So just hold your breath, take a huge long note, and the vibrato will come. Then it's a matter of controlling that when you sing so it doesn't sound overdone, because some people overdo it, I think. And just make sure that you use it when you need it, when your notes should be still and clean, especially if you're singing Rahman songs, keep your notes clean. But if you're singing Western, vibrato is key, so that's the best way I can say you should master it.
Okay, thanks. That was really nice advice. Rava, who taught you guitar?
Me. I taught myself. So I watched initially maybe 2 videos. And then I got the hang of it. I learned a lot by ear, and I've just kind of always done that. And I have a pretty good sense of rhythm, so what I do is it comes, like, people follow, what's it called, strumming patterns. I never did that. I just kind of figure out what the beat and the rhythm is, and I usually snap to it. Like when I have to play songs that are sort of bossa, which is dun 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 dun, I have to listen to that rhythm first. Okay. Then I figure it out on my guitar after that. Wow. Rough Riff says, don't listen to this bullshit. Hey, man.
You don't gotta hate us because they ain't us. I love this line, so I think you should listen to that. Khushi has asked, do you like Bollywood more or Hollywood songs more?
Bollywood, 100%. We have so much more color and excitement and brightness in all of our music.
If I ask you 3 top songs that you're currently listening, what would that be? Apart from Nai Chaida, of course.
Yeah, my song is number 1. I still am listening to Makhna, Asisa's song. I love that song. It's such a fun one. So Makhna is one. Nai Chaida is obviously the other one. Let me think of what the others are. There's this beautiful song from an old movie in the 90s called Rudali. I don't know if you guys remember it. And what's it? Dimple Kapadia was in that movie. It was set in Rajasthan, and we were listening to that a couple of days ago. It's Dil hum kare ghabrai. That beautiful song, which is forgotten unfortunately, but it's such a pleasure to listen to. And then Ramta Jogi from Tal.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty song. And I think the song that you mentioned before that, I think people will now listen to it now that you have mentioned
Yeah, go check out the soundtrack of Rudali. If you know it in the comments, tell me, and I will give you a virtual high five.
it. So, someone has asked, what's the most funny moment that you've experienced while singing?
Forgetting the words in every show all the time. I am so bad at remembering the lyrics. I'm awful at remembering words. Even if it's in English, I just have no memory for lyrics. I was a very bad rote learning student, which is why I was always very good at math and calculations and chemistry and physics. I was so bad at biology because I am so bad at memorizing. So yeah.
Okay. Ranchu has, it's just I think a request. He said really want you to sing some Billie Eilish song.
Sure. I'll just sing it dry for you guys. I've been wondering for some time. I'm not supposed to say that. Sorry.
It's okay.
Woo! Mistake on live. I said that because I forgot the lyrics, but I'll sing another song for you instead.
Yeah, it's okay.
Don't you know I'm so good, no good for you? See what I mean? I've learned to lose, you can't afford to lose. Tore my shirt to stop you bleeding, but nothing ever stops you leaving. Crying when I'm coming home and I'm on my own. I chose the wrong key.
No, I think it sounds perfect.
See, this rough riffs guy who told me to shut up earlier liked the F-bomb. So what do you want content-wise, rough riffs?
So Avni has asked, how did your family react to your life suddenly changing and you moving to India?
I think it was so bizarre for them, you know? And it's really hard. I don't think enough people talk about the fact that although they're excited for you, there's nothing harder than telling your kid to go across the world, you know? It's so tough on my mom, especially to see me so far away. My dad's always my biggest cheerleader and he's always rooting for me. But my mom, it's really hard for her that I'm so far away. Even if I took a plane today, it takes me exactly like 26 hours with drive to get there. So it's a ridiculous time difference and it's not convenient to be far away from home. But that's what great parents are for. If they raise you well, you become self-sufficient. You know, you figure out your way in life and you don't really have to worry much.
Wow, that's so sweet. So,
Yeah.
Jagashish is asking you if you have any plans to sing Odia songs also.
Yeah, of course. I don't mind singing Odia songs. I speak Odia fluently. I speak Odia better than I speak Hindi. And I would love to if the right song came along. So maybe.
Okay, let's hope you do that. Even though I won't understand anything, but I love to listen to you.
Someone said, why don't you ask them to shift to India? Because they've lived in America for 20 years. I don't think that's an overnight decision.
Chinmay is very concerned and he's asking, please tell us the time of your singing part in the One Nation fundraising drive by YouTube.
I have no idea. I just know that it's almost directly in the middle. There's a few of us in a row. I know it starts with one dancer and then all the viral artists went back to back. So if you go to the middle of the live cast, which is about 6 hours, you'll find Arjun starts and then I go, then Sukupuku, then Akul. So that's the lineup. So find the middle of the video and you'll see it.
Okay, I think I'll make you another request to sing Sajna Way, and then I'll let you go and not trouble you anymore because...
No, you're not troubling me at all. है क्या पता पता क्या दिल को ने सुनाए जो तेरी कहानियाँ आँखें कभी छुपाती है कभी दिखाती है तेरी निशानियाँ कोई बात ऐसी है नहीं जिसमें बात तेरी हो नहीं तेरे ख्वाब लेके जागे हैं हर सुबह हो खुदाया मन ये मेरा कैसे तू मुस्काए ओ खुदाया अक्स तेरा मुझको है छू जाए ओ सजना सजना वे 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 सजना वे.
Wow.
Someone said, "Are you gonna move to digital concerts now?" And I have one thing that I would like to tell everyone.
Yes.
Singers, believe it or not, need money to survive. So, sadly, we cannot survive on the goodwill and love of our fans. We do actually need to earn a living. So, unless they make digital concerts, ticketed, it'll be very hard for us to do as many as the demand is. So I think the reality is that, of course, we're doing this right now during lockdown, but it won't be sustainable for long from like a financial standpoint, because we have to earn. We just like everybody else who works. And yeah, I think that maybe is not something anyone wants to hear, because it kind of strips us of the beauty of art being limitless and free. But art sadly comes at a price, and so does rent.
I think your fans would love to pay, love to make you rich. So don't worry.
Please do, guys. Start with 10 rupees ke liye kar lungi.
Okay, so lastly, any messages for everyone who's joined this live?
I just want to tell you guys, obviously, please do stay home, stay safe, and if you have nearby organizations, and I say nearby because, the immediate help, if you can donate or support organizations, especially for daily wagers and migrant laborers who are stuck and don't have food, I would say that's the best way you can help for the time being, of course. And our government and everyone is doing such a good job, and they're doing the best that they can to control this. So if we can play our part by, one, staying at home, and two, helping feed all of these people, that would be fantastic. Biggest piece of advice. If you can do that, that would be great.
So we get to listen more songs, like future. What are your future projects?
Future projects right now, God knows. There's 15 things I'm working on. Some are films, some are non-films, some are collaborations. Obviously, I'm writing all the time to make sure that I can, have enough songs for us to release once this is over. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I think everybody's going to have that same sort of question mark of what's next. We're all working. We're working very hard, so we'll see where it goes and how this year wraps up.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for making our Saturday so lit, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope to see you soon in person as well. And
thank you so much, and yeah, I hope we meet too, and I'll bring Richa so she doesn't feel left out.
Sure. Okay, bye.
I'll see you guys. Lots of love. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was Lisa for you guys. If you've missed any parts of this live, you can always go back to our YouTube channel and have it in the description below. And you can check out the live. She sung really beautiful songs for us, talked about her journey and a lot more. So do check it. And please come back for other lives that we're having. And I hope you guys liked this live. Thank you for joining. And I'll see you for another live. Bye-bye.